What's going on, world? I'm a little bit casual this morning in the tank top here, so you'll have to excuse that. But had a great thought, really about knowing the season that you're in. And I believe there is a difference between knowing and guessing. And look, we are always in an ever changing world. Our lives are always changing. But I do believe that there are seasons in our life that relate to multiple parts of our life, whether it's how we are personally in our health journey, how we are in our relationship journey, how we are in our work journey, how we are in our family journey, if we do have a spouse, if we do have children. And knowing the season that you're in my opinion, allows you to walk a certain way, which allows you to talk a certain way, which allows you to act a certain way. And ultimately, all those things mean how you move. And knowing your season and knowing how to move ultimately provides the best experience in that season. And that's what my life experience has taught me up until this point. There's times where I've been in a certain place in my career and I knew that I had to hustle, I had to work hard, I had to grind, especially in sales, to build up some of my partnerships within my organization so that people could know me and that I could build a brand for myself. And so there was a lot of intentional focus on building relationships in the organization, as well as building a skill set and building product knowledge towards what I was selling. And so I was juggling 2 to 3 things. And at times I felt stressed, and at times I felt sometimes overwhelmed, and I felt like there was a lot going on. But I also knew, and I had a knowledge that that was a short-term season. And so that was okay. And in 6 to 12 months, my personal journey, especially in the job that I'm in, I figured out how to do the job. I figured out how to do it well. I established myself. I established great partnerships. And now it's been continuing to build and tweak and strategically work on those things. And new things come about all the time. But I knew that was the season, and I had healthy expectations towards that. And so I was able to act accordingly because I had an honest conversation and I had an honest knowledge about what that looks like. I could say the same thing about relationships. I actually recently got out of a relationship 3 months ago. And I know for myself, outside of not wanting to have a relationship this quickly again, I know I'm in a season of being single and really enjoying that. And for me, that means experiencing life to the fullest, whether it's going to restaurants on my own or going to different events and meetups on my own. This last week, I went to 2 separate run clubs that I've been developing relationships in and just enjoying a great run and a great community gathering in. And I did a meetup event at a bar and actually went out to that bar, met several really cool people who I established great connections and kind of the start of a friendship with. And we had an awesome time at night and just really enjoyed that, right? And really enjoyed that experience. And knowing that that is where I am and that is what I want to do allowed me to really maximize that. Instead of being out saying, oh, should I be thinking about trying to, start another relationship or be with someone or get with someone? And some of the transitions in life, whether it's work related, relationship related, definitely health related, we cannot predict. And it was interesting because I had a conversation with my dad about how I was feeling about relationships and even how I was feeling about living in a new city, being here for almost a month now. And he told me, how crazy is it that even this time a year ago, I would be telling you you're living in a completely different city without a car, living a different lifestyle as a result of that, and you're here now. And I said I wouldn't have believed you because a lot happens and a lot changes in a very short amount of time. But I'm stepping into this new season knowing that this is the right thing, knowing that I've weighed my decisions, my pros and cons, as I've spoken about in other videos, and I feel confident about that. And I walk and I act and I react to the situations and the circumstances that I've given. Sometimes those reactions have to be quick. I believe there's micro reactions that happen within a season. And then there's sometimes macro reactions that happen, which means you're changing seasons or you're shifting seasons. And so A lot of that is self-awareness. It is the intelligence and the reflection of where you're at and making adjustments that allow you to really maximize that experience. Because I believe a lot of people could be confused. And if you're confused, I've always heard a double-minded man or woman is unstable in all their ways. Well, if you're confused about where you're at or where you're going, then you're really not going to get to enjoy the experience. And I'm a big proponent, and I say it on almost every video. We have one life to live, one life experience that I'm aware of that we've been given. And I believe that the quality of that experience is tied to you knowing the season that you're in and asking yourself what that is, and also having the courage to be in that and find the positive in that. Because just because you're in a season doesn't mean you're always going to enjoy all parts of it. I remember, especially during COVID, that was a season of aloneness and challenge and isolation and confusion and conflict and disruption for myself and for a lot of people. And so I'm not sitting here saying every season is going to come with flowers and rainbows and roses. There was a lot of challenging things that came into that. And even though I knew that's where I was, it was still hard to accept because I was having a hard time seeing the value and the benefit. And even if you do see the value and the benefit, you still have that human desire and yearning for those things that are human. And so all that to say, it's blessed and very grateful to be in a great place season-wise now, but know your season and know how you can appreciate, enjoy, and adapt to where you are and what that season is presenting you so that you can really maximize your life and just enjoy these beautiful experiences that we've been given. So hope that message helps. Hope you guys have an awesome Monday and start to your week, and talk to you soon.